to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Only thing I have a mayor's report, which I had reports this about every 2 months. Y'all remember if you hire commercial tree cutters to cut your yard, you know, they need to haul off their own limbs. I think we've got 2 or 3 places still doing that. They're supposed to haul off their own limbs, but we stay pretty busy like it is. That's all my comments on the approved agenda.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we remove, item D off the agenda.
And I don't see him here.
Well, just for.
You want to move him? Okay. You do it now or you do it when you get to that?
We do it now.
Do it now, okay. Want to move item D?
Make a motion.
All right, have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, and now we go back to approve the minutes. No, approve the agenda. Approve the agenda. All right, work project committee reports.
Did we approve it?
All right,
With
Tammy the first, Marge the second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, okay. All right, the work project committee reports, CDBG grant, we met with John and Brett and I met with the lady from CMPDD Thursday, August 31st. I tell you what, these construction companies are so busy, they just kind of name their figures. We had 8 people showed up for the bids and looked, and then only 2 submitted bids. One a Mississippi company, Alabama company, and they came in too high. So CMPDD is going to try to do the Delta Regional. Going to try to get some extra money.
Authority,
Yeah, and it's just, of course, Tim would tell you the materials are going up.
Do you know how much over they were?
Yeah, what were they, John? So the CDBG was 853, and we've already put our 300,000 in.
the total of all of our contribution and everything was around $800, give or take. Now, the bid, this is after he's changed the scope once, to
Yeah,
try to get the bids down. Well, Infield was even higher. They come in at 2.088 million. And the closest bid we had was 1.22 million, I think is what it was.
Out of Alabama.
Well, they have Mississippi Dollars.
Mississippi Dollars, okay.
10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the closest we got. So, what, when I say she, Lindsay at CMPD, she wants to go after the Delta Regional Authority funds. She said we wouldn't even have to match, they would pay everything. So, she asked that if you guys would pass this resolution, basically saying, giving her permission to go after that money. I call her, first thing in the morning, she said we had several good, qualities for this loan being, we've already showed we're willing to match because we have, and we can show that we've had our match for this grant. But anyway, she was kind of positive about that, so if you guys want to pass this resolution, I can call her and tell her to go for it. Or, y'all want to look elsewhere or whatever.
I mean, you saying they will cover the cost of everything?
Delta Regional Authority.
If we get it.
If we get it, yes, if we get it.
I mean, I don't know anything we do about the price of materials and labor the way it is now.
The way the bids came in, they're just, it's unreasonable, the money just not there.
I'll make a motion we do.
All right,
Second resolution.
Sammy seconds. All in favor? All right. Next thing, just a reminder, budget here is 4:30 Thursday, and the department heads are coming. I've staggered them where they come here one at a time, and I think most of them, I see Shane, you walked in. Shane, your time is 6:45.
Yes.
I think I didn't tell Jimmy his time, tell Charlie his time, tell John his time, but tell Tina's time, tell Ashley's time. All right, that's okay, that's all I've got there now. This time we need to approve the minutes from the last board meeting.
Okay, I had called John, I found one error that he had made, he got it corrected and all.
Okay, yeah. What was it, John?
It was, Pastor Brown was absent, and I had put his name on it, and he called his name, and he was absent.
I called him.
Okay. But he voted on the by phone, didn't he?
No,
This was another, this
No,
was,
okay.
that was one he was absent on.
All right, okay, so,
But other than that, I'll make a motion to approve the
all right,
minutes.
Sammy,
Second.
Sue, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Ward District, and, we brought this about a month ago. I'm not, just give me the plains document, my fault, plains document. Any question on the plains document?
On the van rental, the van rental, still paying the van rental. Where is that van?
That's the cardboard box.
That's the cardboard baler.
That's what that is?
Cardboard box.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
remember in the old days, they used to pay us for it.
I know.
Now we had to pay them. That thing kind of presses the cardboard together, doesn't it, Tina? It bails it. Okay.
It's, lawnmower. Here it is, back to back again. He's bound to be about out of
I'm sorry.
Warren, on the grass cutting, he's bound to be just about out of cuts.
We looked, now, given those, only one of those cuts was, the highway, because they couldn't do it because it's a dry, but we looked at, me and the mayor both looked, and she's like step for step with.
He just
what
wanted
we-
to
We may get, I think she's a week or two out on this, Mark, because
Okay.
they hadn't cut a lot in the last 2 weeks.
But what he told me he'd do, I think we end that about the 1st of November.
Yeah.
He said it's so dry when he cut, he said, I'm gonna give you a free trash pickup before Christmas out.
Yeah, we looked at it, and I was able to match what Winger did. I mean, they,
I'm fine with it, it just seemed like it's, every claim document's right there back.
and now, granted, she didn't have one on the last one, so that's,
Yeah.
2 on this one too, so. One of those was turned in the day the last docket was due, so it didn't make it.
It looks like everybody's with air conditioning, fire department, parks and rec,
Veteran flying.
Yeah, airport's in there.
Yeah.
was that just, I'm assuming they wasn't replacements by looking at these cars.
Those were just repairs.
Yeah,
Yes, I can run.
and one other, Catholic Church up here, $3,675 for the reimbursement water line install. What is that?
That's that 2-inch line that we figured was 75 years old. That's the houses we was changing on 11th, that we was digging up the streets. We was taking the church off that line and taking all them houses off that line. So that line now is dead. But the church, they hired a plumber to go out there and replumb their whole building because they was thinking it was their pipes.
Okay.
But the whole time it was that 2-inch line.
And I got one more. It's tree cutting. These, looks like 4 trees cut within a week's time. $10,600.
Yeah, Tim showed it to him, all right, you got one on 9th Avenue, that was in the, ditch, it was ours. You got one on, down 5th at the bridge, that was hanging over the bridge, was fixing to fall and shut down the bridge, and then you got, it was 2 on 7th Avenue, one.
Yeah.
And they're all, hey, and that's your area, that, they're all on the
Rob
right
did
of
a good
way.
job of cleaning it
They're
up.
all on the right of way. I mean, I hate that to pay it too. But,
I'm just wondering, is that something we want to continue doing, or should we
nah,
just do a 5,000 on one dock?
okay.
Because, I mean, just say if he cut $20,000
Right.
worth on here, I mean, that'd be a big hit ever.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that would happen all the time, but I mean, what are y'all's thoughts on that?
Rick has some advice on that. Rick has given us some advice, and it's like, he would be the one to talk to. Rick left.
Yeah, he's already left.
He said something about that before, maybe not as specific as the question is, but, he was along the lines of breaking up a deal.
Well, I showed Bruce the trees
Yeah.
3 weeks apart, like I took them all night,
Right.
showed him one, then 2 weeks later, I carried him on Seventh and showed him two, and then 3 weeks later, then he come back and cut them. As far as the time span of him doing it, I didn't have no control over it.
Out on Ninth Avenue was on, big fail doesn't fall that high.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a large street.
Yeah, I mean, that-
Yeah, and that was, down the bridge was gonna shut the bridge down. Okay, well, I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm okay with them cutting the trees, I don't have a problem with that, it just, when I saw that $10,600, as long as I've been on the board, I've never seen that. You know, that's just kind
And
of,
that wasn't one invoice, that was,
right,
that was-
three invoices,
Yeah.
but it's on one claims document.
yeah, oh, okay.
That is my point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
We've got a motion to approve the plan.
I'll make a
All right,
motion.
Mark, you got a second? Second. You got discussion, saying you have a comment?
I'm good.
All right, first and second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, plan's not gonna be approved. Okay, next is Ward District, and we had addressed this about a month or so ago, but CMPD call won't know we've done it yet, and we kind of, I think y'all kind of want to let the Ward 2 Alderman get elected. So what are y'all's thoughts on the redistrict, that'll be the next election cycle? I think pretty much the board, y'all like Ward 3, didn't you?
No,
I mean, plan 4. Plan 4?
Yeah, it's the last plan they made, Plan 4.
My opinion,
Do we have a copy, do we have a map of all of them?
yeah, show it to Luana, because she's new.
I need to refresh myself on the way.
Yeah, that's the last one, Plan 4.
Yeah, the last one.
That's got Plan 3. Plan 1 and 2. He got 4 back there.
That's a big two. It's a
1. I forgot about Ward 4, so you'll have to do that. Because I think it's your ward's the one that's affected. Big one comes out of her ward and goes to Sandy's ward.
You get really loose and you get picked up. You get. Yeah, let's go.
I had Plan 4. That's Plan 4. Well, I got, you got a Plan 4.
plans, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
The existing plan is part of what you need to see.
3 splits, so that's more pink. 3 splits to neighborhoods, 1 in Ward 3 and 1 in 4. And that was why there's a plan 4, because 1, 3, and 4 do not want their neighborhoods split. Gotcha.
It thinks that big and that, yeah.
Well, but all of these floor plans are balanced. If you look down here, they're more balanced than what we have.
As far as people,
DOJ and, yes, population and voter rate.
Good, all right.
Y'all wanna say?
What's your, the rest of y'all?
I'm good for it.
All right, we're gonna need a motion and a second and a vote.
I think it has to be adopted by ordinance.
By an ordinance, okay, we have to,
So we just have to draft one, and if we want to go with 4, we can get one teed up for next meeting. But
okay,
it does
by
have
an
to be-
ordinance, okay. Yeah, and then we'll,
No, I mean, we can, if y'all want to, we could do a resolution of intent to adopt an ordinance.
resolution of intent
To adopt an ordinance, adopting Plan 4.
I'll make a motion.
Mark.
And to adopt.
All right. And for Luana, you got a second, any discussion? Or Luana, and, all in favor? Aye. All right. All right, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Carpet's got a new piece of machinery. He will tell you, I told him the way it works, he's got 3 minutes. Mark, you keep the time. Jeremy, your turn.
I'm ready to get out of here. I don't like talking in front of everybody. So here's a paperwork on this. It's a machine, I got a picture of it. This is a video. I was at the house trimming. I can trim up to 26 foot on low limbs. I just got through doing some roads for the county. As a demo. Cut 26 foot of low limbs. You ride through town, that's all you see is low limbs hanging everywhere. She's got the paperwork on it. Brandon Waters would do the cleanup behind me.
Do we have a price?
Yes, sir, it's all on that paper right there. I didn't bring the two with me.
Is that including the pickup?
Yeah, that's including the pickup and my cut of the price.
Y'all got any questions? Boy, what I told Jeremy when I am on the phone that it's gonna be and we'll know more about it Thursday night after we have our budget meetings. And it's gonna be a call if we got the money in the budget to do this.
Well, it's an hourly rate, and we probably would need to get an estimate.
Yeah, that's what I was asking, an estimate about what are you projecting it would cost, because, you got the rate there, your hourly rate, but, is it gonna take 10 hours or 400 hours?
What, to do the whole town?
Yeah, go through and do,
I mean, I hadn't rode the town. I mean, I can ride the town and.
because we got to know how much money we're gonna spend before we can approve anything.
Okay. What streets would you want trimmed? What's, I mean, all of them, I mean, every street you ride down, you see low limbs sticking out.
Anything that would hit a vehicle, anything above 10 feet.
It needs to be at least 15 foot for the ladder truck, is it?
Okay.
16 foot per ladder truck.
Yeah.
Tim, you
Is
got.
that
any
right,
streets
Charlie?
That I can ride?
15 feet for the ladder truck?
We started,
15 feet of what?
Yeah, for the ladder truck, y'all fire truck, the ladder truck.
to clear it.
Oh, it's gotta be below 14 feet,
Okay.
I can cut 18 foot. I just got to do it.
Ours is
So we're road at 18
Yeah.
foot.
I mean, I guess maybe ride with Tim or get and look at it and see if, give us an estimate what it's gonna be, 'cause,
Yeah.
we gotta know what we're gonna be doing.
Well, I just cut for the county. I just come off of a demo with the county, a 32-hour demo with the county. And I cut up to a mile down and a mile back. That's 2 miles. It took me 3 hours to do that, and that was cleaning it up, which the county was cleaning. But I had a tractor there pushing it off the road, but Brandon's gave a price on cleaning up, removing the limb.
Okay, is that included in your price there?
No, that's both of our prices. They always got the thing.
Okay.
Brandon had one on one side, and I had the copy on the other side.
I'll get the other side.
Oh, that's 125.
125.
265 now.
give y'all a budget on
We got to get an estimate, total estimate,
ours.
you know, and what streets you're doing and everything, so we'll know how much money we're spending.
Okay. That's what I was gonna say, if y'all can give me the streets, but if you want me to ride the whole town and give a price on the whole town.
Give a
Every street
recommendation.
that ladder truck goes down, we got a credit.
Okay, Ken, you gonna be busy tomorrow?
It's busy.
Tim's never busy, or is it Tim?
Or after
Getting a
dinner?
massage and playing golf, I think that's what.
I'm tied up for the rest of the way. I got
Okay.
400 foot of sewer line we trying to get done.
All right, just call me and I'll get with you.
But I mean, every street,
I can ride it.
just got asphalt on it, we got trim trees on it.
Okay. All right, I'll ride it tomorrow.
I know the last time we done it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and it took us 3 men and 4 inmates almost 2 weeks to do every street. That's a chainsaw
All right.
and a bucket truck.
And figured on trimming it up to 18 feet, because that way we'd have a couple of years of growth, that we wouldn't have to trim it every
last
year.
time. I'll give you some leeway.
Yeah.
I will, I'll figure it out and I'll let y'all.
All right,
know.
Jerry.
Thank you, Jeremy.
All right, next, Public Works.
Tim, I'll get-
Tim?
I really ain't got nothing there, huh? Just, like I said, we replaced sewer line going across the creek down here today, and we want to extend it on out about 100 foot on each side. We got several water lines we're replacing. But other than that, we're staying busy.
About the project on Colonial, Tim, how's that?
I got with him today, and he's still waiting on the culverts. He said as soon as they get done with the project they own now, they're gonna start moving their equipment over here and start tearing that one out. But I'm still waiting on him.
Yeah, we discussed that this morning. I rode over there this morning to see the crane was over here yet.
No.
It's not.
No, it's not there yet. I told him to get started on it as soon as he can and start tearing that out. So when the colors do come in, he can just spot them right in there. But I'm waiting on the contractors.
Personnel wise, how you fit?
Well, I got 13 right now. And I got 7 that's young and don't really know nothing. They working. Trying to teach them all we can, make it easier on them.
So you got more crew than you've been having?
Yeah.
Right now, okay?
Our inmates have slacked off 2, for some reason or another. I don't know if the county lost some, they pulled mine off to give to them.
So how many prisoners you got now?
I'm getting 3, but only 2 can ride a garbage truck, so I'm still gotta use 2 of my guys on the other truck.
Okay. And they should be getting through with that satellite center where we'll be getting some more in the next month at least.
I know we used to get 20, 21 inmates.
Yeah.
That's when we had 21 employees.
Y'all got any more questions for Tim? All right, thank you, Tim. You can cook if you need to. Shane, you're next, Police Department.
Sign.
Tim, before you leave, we discussed about down at the creek, the 2 bridges at the creek. And we were talking about me volunteering some time and helping clean out around the bridge down here on Fifth Avenue.
Right.
And I just want to make the board aware that I plan on helping them around the bridge. We're gonna take some weed eaters with blades on them and cut them. So it's to make it known that I'm not on city time, I'm just volunteering to help Tim out around that bridge.
I'm actually-
We discussed it today and.
Actually moving the track over down there tomorrow, so we get down there and start pulling all the willow trees out.
Yeah. Okay, can we spray that along that creek with the Roundup type material or no?
Well, you know how much it'd take? We spend a fortune on it. And we kill out there, and the new growth's gonna be back next week. and
They got a off-brand, that's a 12-month kill at $90 a gallon. That'll cover an acre, you know. And so how much, if you did 10 or 12 foot down each side of the creek between the bridges there, how many acres would that be?
You got the creek there, it's got environmental hazards.
I mean, that's what I'm asking. Explain, how close could you get
There's
to it?
only certain stuff I can use on
It'll
it.
wash down in there.
What about some more of the rocks? too expensive.
No, the rocks ain't the issues. The mat they lay down under the rocks is deteriorated and allowing all the growth to come through.
Are they an environmental product, an environmental Roundup product that you can spray around, people spray around ponds?
Don't work as good.
You know, I got some of it, and I went through a 55-gallon drum of it,
Okay.
and it didn't last 3 months. I would have to spray again.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Roundup is, about 2 to 3 months you have to spray it again. But this stuff I'm talking about, it's a 12-month kill. So that's what I use on fence roads.
I'll have to pull up the MSDS on it and read
See if
all
you can
that.
find something that's got a 12-month kill on it. That's environmental friendly, like.
I'd like to use some 21-pound salt water. I know it wouldn't come back. They use that in there either. Yeah, we're gonna start pulling the trees out tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Tim.
You got any more questions, Tim? All right, Shannon?
Board, I don't have anything with the police department this time. Unless y'all have anything with me.
You and I talked, how you 2 new hires been?
Working out well, working out very well, very excited, and hit the ground running Friday morning. And one of them came and worked the game with us Friday night. And it was a Magee Mendenhall game. I think we might have stepped on a few toes from shutting them down with hoodies and jackets coming in, but the school board agreed 90-degree weather was safety concern. Other than that, there was no incidents at the game or after that had anything to do with that. And it was a great weekend. Thank you.
I've got one thing, the cemetery committee has requested that y'all close and open the gate at the
We used to
cemetery.
do it many years ago. We can get back on it.
Please.
We'll get us a good lock and key, and we'll do that. We used to do that in their Springs years ago too.
Well, they're on the cemetery right now.
So, well, we can definitely, we can get on that and start doing that. We'll shut it down at sunset.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any more questions, Shane? All right, thank you, Shane. Next zoning, Penny, zoning.
Okay, well, just a few things. One, CMPDD working with Jonathan Simon and Ben Stevens secured our .gov domain so now the police have it, fire have it, and we have it. So our new, Ben made us all new email addresses. He's working on getting that all forwarded over from what we had and establishing new ones. So our email address will now be cityofmcgee.ms.gov, which Ben and the police and the fire all agree is much more secure and much more professional. So that's done. That was a big thing. Then tomorrow I'll be going to CMPDD to do a grant workshop. And I'm also working on that T-Mobile grant again for the community house and also for McLaurin. So we're writing a bunch of different grants right now, which is wonderful. And then we have zoning hearings coming up September 12th. But that's the night. But that day is when Jonathan Simon wanted to have the department heads here to come and meet with him. And he thinks that should be kind of one of the last big powwows so we can make sure that we're all on the same page with what acts every department wants and how those are going to work together and what he needs to build. And I know he's talked to Shane, I know he's talked to the police department, and I know he's talked to building inspector a little bit, but he wants all of us to be on the same page, which makes sense. And of course, he wants y'all to come to if you want to, but I know that some of you can't, but I want you to know we're doing that. And then Magee Preservation Commission is rolling, and they are meeting again on September 13th, and we have one piece left for our CLG application, and it will be finished by September 13th after that meeting, so we'll be able to submit. I met with the Department of History and Archives, and they said that if we get that in by September 13th, 14th, they would put us in this grant cycle. Instead of making us wait a year, they'll put us right in. So it's good to have people who come here. They came from the state and walked around, and Kara showed them some stuff, and it was really interesting. And they are very, very welcoming and want to help us and want to expedite our grant stuff. So they're pretty well there. Thank you.
What hours Tuesday are they gonna be here?
10 o'clock
Till,
till about noon.
okay.
Did get our.
No.
Yeah.
I got it.
John's got it.
I guess
John.
we're waiting on them to get all this done, to get it all down there.
I've never heard anything back.
I forgot.
Yeah, John's got it
The
all.
other day and talking to John, I was able to get
They will download all that. When they come and do this, they'll download all that on there.
Y'all see John after the meeting, he can see.
Hey, I'll go ahead and come on now.
Well, I mean, if they gonna download this one, we need to carry it, if they gonna come in here next week and download everything. Let them get it loaded before
Already got access to the collector app. That's one of the main apps and we all gonna need to get it. So,
Yeah, I'm not worried about that part of it. I just wondered if we ever got the
Yeah.
tablets.
Yeah.
Because I never got the feedback on it.
I'm sorry, I talked to him today and he told me he had them and that's what we talked on it, thought that they would download all that.
Yeah, anything else on zone? All right, Jimmy, Parks and Rec.
We're fixing to get into a busy stretch of the month. We got a small tournament this weekend. Then next weekend, we have Jackson Prep will come in and do their tournament. And then we have a baseball tournament, and then we have the big tournament coming in at September 30th and October 2nd, which is the private school state playoffs, which come in, which will bring about 3,000 to 4,000 people in over the weekend for that. Other than that, we've gotten a price on trying to get the fire hydrant that's right at the edge of the road of entry. When you come around the ball fields, it's been where we think people have gotten real close to it. We would like to move it. So we're waiting on one more quote on it to get it moved over, which will help us get water to the first two fields again that we lost when the turf was put in. So that moving that would also bring water to the fields, which we hadn't been able to water this year, which will help with what we was talking about with the new sprinklers that need to be put on that field and everything. So I'm waiting on one more bid there. We already have one bid. Everything, but just gonna be a busy little month here. Trying to keep the grass alive so I can cut. It's the hard part. But it's dying on the outside, but we're keeping it green on the inside, so that's the way it's going. Y'all got anything?
We appreciate what you do.
All right, Ashley, airport matters.
Well, I just have the, one thing, I gave y'all all the quote, this is the quote we've been waiting on, for them to replace that pipe that, when they did our yearly inspection, our 100 low lead tank, when it was made, was a carbon pipe was put in it, and it has started to rust, and they need to change it out to stainless steel so that we do not put rust into fuel. So that's all I have for y'all.
We need to approve this.
You said Rebel's the cheapest one?
It's the only one.
Only
The
one.
closest one after this is Colorado. Remember, we had to get that sole source letter.
Yeah, it's also.
3161, huh? I guess we need to prove it there.
It's gotta be done.
Yeah, our fuel,
It's gotta be done.
I shut our fuel down as soon as they found that it was starting to rust, and so we haven't been selling fuel since, so I can't
When
sell.
is, if we approve it, when do they think they'll have it ready?
It's in stock. All they're waiting on is for me to tell them to come do it, so should probably, I'd say, in the next week or two.
Make a motion, then if we approve it.
All right.
That'd be done, yeah, I'll second that.
Sam, your motion, Mark, second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Y'all have anything?
I have a question, because I'm new to the ballgame. How many hangars are at the airport?
13.
How many are rented?
All but 3.
So there's 3 available that's free for rent?
Yes.
So 10 are rented?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So those 3 don't have anything else?
Any more for you, okay? Next, the building inspector matters. So I've got a new employee, Ms. Carol Lucas, gonna come to the Penzance. Also, I asked Daniel to come. You know, Daniel was an interim, so he and Carol's been working together. So I'm gonna let Carol make the presentation. If y'all got questions for Carol and Daniel, y'all can ask.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you what we've done this week. Shane and I met yesterday at the Dad's dispensary across the highway and gave them their CO yesterday so they could open today. And then Mr. Charlie and I met with Discount Tire on 149 and only gave them a temporary CO because of some of the electrical issues that they still had that they needed to work on. We've got some permits. Legacy Church started doing work over the weekend. Is it Partridge Propane? That's the tent building. They're still working on. They got a permit, but they're still working on some of their electricity issues as well. We gave a permit to the Magee Church of Christ to do their roofing work last week. And then we gave a mechanical permit to Newt's, and we all went over there today and walked around, and they've done a really good job. And then we actually had to ask the gas station across the street today to stop work because they were doing some digging without an 811 approval. So, and then I'm still just trying to catch up on some stuff, and I will report to you if I find out more.
Daniel, you need to get that on here. You got any comments?
No, I just want to tell the board that she's been doing good, coming on, picking up the pieces, and we transpired right along, and I think she's going to do a good job.
Yeah, any more questions?
Thanks for what you've done, Dan.
Yes, sir.
Helping us out.
Okay, next is the code enforcement matter, Shane Steve.
I don't have anything board. We had a couple citations today in court. One was got a continuance for 2 weeks. The judge offered, the other 4 were found guilty. We also got a laid out plan. Me and Ms. Penny and Shane have been talking for a while on removal of improper fields that don't run. Let's just leave it like that. And the judge, we got with the judge last court date, and we were able to get a plan to have the court backing on being able to have them removed off of properties now that will match what the ordinance says. So a legal way of being able to have that. And I think Ms. Penny had one. We already had one. The test run today, I guess you would say, she had it removed today. So we've got a lined out way to have the process through the court. So with the help of the judge. So. But that's all I've got.
Got any questions, Shane?
The only thing I'd like to say, Shane, is if you will, give us a printout, like you've done it a few times, but every week.
Once a month.
If you do it each meeting, I would appreciate it more, where I can see if somebody calls and asks me something, I can tell them, okay, this is what he has got done,
well,
this is what he's working on.
The reason I do it once a month, and Mark can say, is just time frames on stuff. We're 14 to 30 days on a lot of stuff. So I do it once a month to keep you updated, and if anything changes, like in your ward or whatever, ask some of the other aldermen, I'll send you a text message and say, hey, this has been taken care of, or whatever, so it'll kind of just keep you an update on your board too. So.
Okay.
But I just do that, just legal front time frames to know we've exhausted what the law says we have to before I make any changes on anything. So,
okay.
Just.
Any more questions, Shane? All right, Charlie, fire department matters.
Well, you were speaking about Shane just a minute ago. I want to let you know that he's assumed all the records management of the fire department in Phillips Avenue. So that's a timely thing with all the reports and all the issues that we have. He has to enter it in, and it has to get it to the state, and they go to the national level with that. So it's similar to the police department. So Shane has assumed that for us. So I just want to let you know that. Also,
welcome to the new position there. Thank you all, a deep felt heart thank you for the employee that you get. It is with tremendous gratitude that I say that. A big load lifted off my shoulders, so thank you so much. A few of you have asked me to reconsider a retirement. I'm a man of my word, but I would like to have some time to speak with you all in private about maybe a couple of alternatives. Still on the table, but I just want to ask for some time, maybe sooner rather than later, at a later time, maybe in executive session or individually.
Thursday, right?
So.
Would you come forward in your
I'll
town?
be here, and I think these just a couple of options that I would like to hear, alternative options, that I'd like to bounce off of you see. But thank y'all, so I'm deeply grateful. This last week also, we've named a new building official. Building official and I have spent a lot of time together, along with Kenny. And what we've done is we've made a commitment to meet on a routine basis because these jobs overlap. Nothing happens until zoning makes sure that it fits there, or the sign. And then the building official and fire marshal work good in that. So the fire marshal's office and the zoning administrator and the building official are all going to meet once a week minimum, and we're going to discuss the projects and goals of the group every week. So, and it's working fantastic. I'll second what Daniel said. She's going to fit in just fine. She's doing a great job. Fantastic. We've tackled many more issues than she represented a while ago, but it's just too many we had more than we even realized that we're tackling every day. So, thank y'all for that. Now, before you, I just want to brief you on the weather issues since I'm emergency manager as well. It's been rough on the fire department. We've probably 46 or 47 calls for last month, which is over double what our normal rate is. That includes, house fires and vehicles and everything else we do. But the wildland fires have taken the priority. The heat has been tough on us, as you referenced air conditioning. One air conditioner failed twice, and then we had another air conditioner fail. So we got a quote on them, but we did not. But we got them repaired. We know that one is not going to survive, so we got a quote on them to present it later. But the heat's been tough on us, and so the wildland situations have increased to a dramatic state. So before you, and I have a copy that each one of you can look at just to get a reference of the color, but I'm going to give it to Ms. Sue and put it in the paper she wants later on. The red represents the governor's proclamation. Now, we all were under a burn ban, but the governor has said that we're going to be under, this part of the state is under a burn ban until further notice. There will be no outdoor burning. That does not prohibit barbecue grills and smokers and things like that used in a safe manner and modern. You can't do it in an open fire or open grill or anything like that. You got to be modern and enclosed grills. So I want that to go out and make sure that the public understands it's okay. So the governor has decided that it's going to happen, and he needed to. This next one that we have on page 2 is the actual drought monitor for the state of Mississippi. Simpson County is in the orange right here. Last week, we were at a level of 16.81, I believe it is. This week, we've over doubled that. What the percentage of the drought is 34.15. So just in 1 week, it has gone from bad to worse. And so I wanted to show you that, and that's going to continue to decline because this is the National Weather Service's briefing today. It's just a synopsis of what they anticipate. And the increase in heat stress this week. Rainstorms are possible, but look where the probability is, along and west of Interstate 55. And later on this week, we may have a chance of some rain with a frontal passage. The greatest percentage I've seen is 30%. So drought conditions continue to persist, and the tropical outlook is nothing in the Gulf. It's all in the Atlantic Basin, nothing in the Gulf. And so that's what we got with this report. The 2-week assessment, 2 weeks from now is what they're looking at. Long story short, you see the only category that shows us a sense of urgency is fire weather, outdoor burning. So we're going to continue to have to deal with those things, and I wanted to let you know that we appreciate your support, but Among the many other items that we have to do for inspections and everything else, the actual run load is just taking its a toll on us. Some we've been out there as long as 3 hours. Some we've gone back to repeated times. You're not going to put the fire completely out. It's just not enough water we can have. You just have to surround it, try to get the edges taken care of, and hopefully it'll smolder, but if wind picks up and dry humidity, it'll blow the embers for a long way, and they'll light somewhere else. We had one fire that started from a mechanical breakdown of the truck. He lost a wheel, skidded off the side, started the fire in the median on the far east side. The fire started burning away from him from the wind, the northerly wind, and he started burning away from it. Then it started crawling toward him, so we had to put that fire out. It went into the woods, went to the top of the trees, and threatened 3 structures. So the firemen fought badly to keep them off those structures. It was a really tough firefight for a while. We called in help. Every unit in the county was unavailable and every unit in Covington County was unavailable. So we were on our own, long range of time for a little while. We finally got some additional help, additional water supplies. By that time, the fire had jumped both sides of the highway out there, and it was over in the far median, going into a cutover on the west side of everything, over on the front, on the other side of the frontage road. So we stopped it, and that's where it was. But that fire we've gone back to several times this week, but it's smoldering usually is what the issue is. So that's the type of scenario we're facing, and we're trying to keep safety as our number 1 priority, but we are trying to keep up with the demand.
I have a question. What's the consequence of this made, starting a brush fire in the city limits of Magee?
We recently passed an outdoor burn ordinance. And if there's a burn, any type of burning is prohibited, we generally issue a warning, but we've issued warning after warning here lately, and I think there was an actual person cited in the city the other day. The fine, council, if you can help me remember, I think it's $350 plus court costs, I believe, is the fine for burning, illegal burning. And that's what it is at this moment. It is prohibited not only by us, but by the county and by the state. The governor signed a proclamation, so when the governor signs a proclamation, we're out of it. We just simply follow the orders, and we will enforce the burn ordinances. If you would help us broadcast that continuously, please. It's critical now, and I don't see any relief to it. Do y'all have anything further to make? Again, thank you all. Thank you for.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right, Austin, IT man.
I had it down for the pickup the last meeting.
The Teresa from Mullins got one, you put on our website. Yeah, just say that we took them before we got started. Okay, yep. Everything else going on? Okay. I got one, I saw her here to get on, we're gonna call the insurance company, is Miss Sims?
Yes, sir.
Miss Sims, hey Dale here. She had a little flooding issue. What we need to do is, we need to contact our municipal service company, our insurance, and you need to make sure John gets your phone number.
Okay.
And then that way, it's like a car wreck or something like that, and the insurance adjuster is gonna come out and look.
Okay.
And everything, he can call you and ask you questions, and just make sure you get that, we'll look at that. I didn't hear about that problem till this morning.
Oh, yes.
I did not hear about that
I
problem
was
this morning.
very upset.
Yes, our insurance company usually does pretty good.
Okay, I appreciate
But
that.
make sure you, after the meeting, or come by tomorrow,
Okay.
and give John all your contact numbers,
Okay.
and it'll be municipal service company.
Municipal.
Their adjuster will be calling, yes, he has their insurance.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
I
thank you.
appreciate that. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
All right. Okay, next, that concludes our meeting, but I'd like to,
We need to approve this.
what's that on? there?
This is, for John.
John to go to the.
Surgeon municipal. John, what do you need approval on? Okay.
He just needs us to approve him to go, and then we need to approve which one he goes to, or let him pick it.
Which one you want to go to?
Either the Hattiesburg original one, fine with me. I just gotta get him one, if y'all approve.
Tell us which one you want, you gotta go to school.
Ashburn, we done.
Ashburn, okay, y'all.
I make a motion.
Mark has a motion,
Second.
Sammy second, all in favor? All right, I'd like to have an, executive session, Mark, on personnel.